Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. This is a day in the office on January 16th, 2026 at approximately 3:30 p.m. PST. So, as we know, this is where I just putter and do what I have to because I finally got things organized in one sense. And now it's just a case of making them continue to do that. So, hopefully people are doing well. I'm not actually expecting anybody in here for the time being. Because I've mentioned, I will be on around about 4 o'clock, but I run until 5. So the fact that we're at 3:30 and I have to be in the office, well, that's pretty much why I ended up here. Let me see here now. Why don't we go to Facebook and just go? What's on your mind? Here we are. Here we are. Now let's see if I can do that. Yep. Here, why don't we just copy that, hop over to Facebook, hop that in, whoops, yeah, here we are, and we go paste. Let's see if that worked. There we go. That pretty much lets people know, or at least should. That would be the theory. Of course, the odds are I did something wrong there. Okay, where am I? That's the stuff I gotta go through there. Let's see if I can close anything. That I don't need into right now. Don't need into that right now. Ah, Operation, how you doing? You are in with the gold. Let's see. Oh, and I'm so glad to hear that in that operation. Operation's just letting us know that I suggested a solution for a problem that they were facing. It really boiled down to this: if you're having a problem communicating with somebody or getting past a problem, write it down. You don't have to deliver it. As a matter of fact, it's advisable not to most of the time. But write down your feelings as though you're writing the letter to somebody, to the person in question. You write it down and then don't send it. Okay. But the act of writing it down pulls the negative energy out of your body, enabling you to move forward a little more effectively. Kind of an important step in many people's cases, especially if you've been badly hurt. I finally, and then, things are shifting on my end, that's for certain. Now, let's see, we leave that there. But I am so glad for their operation, or for her, really, that did help. Now, where am I? That's always the fun question. See, I do believe. What's that? Okay, let's see. Oh, 808. Whoops. Now, best open that up. Okay, things got a little screwy, obviously. Here we are. Okay. And then we have 0810 at 710. Then we go 0809 and 1118. These are journal entries that I had Kira transcribe for me. Let's see. 0819 at 119. Yes. Then we come down here. 0820 at 742 and 0818 at 145. Okay. So that got rid of all that. Now let's go back over here. Y'all, the neat part about it, where it comes to the methods I use, and this is why I bill myself as a spiritual guide, because the tools I offer are the exact same tools I personally use in my day-to-day life. Now, of course, for more on those tools, if you go to the top of the stream, where at the top of the stream, there's a link there to buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Inner Voice J. And that, in and of itself, okay, gives you access to getting a hold of me directly, as well as buying any of the myriad books I've written. And yes, I'm back working on a whole pile of them all at the same time. But for the first time, literally ever, I did a profit and loss run from 2025. So from 2025, I actually came out in the black. Didn't make a lot of money, but I made more than what I spent, and that's a critical issue. So, that's what I have to deal with. Okay. What do I got here? Well, look at that. We have two of us here. That movie I'm not finished watching. Let's see. That we closed down. I'm not going to do anything with it just yet. And let me see. What do I got here? Okay, file. Let us see what it says, what it does. Perfect. Okay, I will. Oh, I'll have to talk to her tomorrow. Well, I don't have to talk to her tomorrow. I'll do it the new fashioned way. But that works beautifully. Now, we can close that. We've got the new cover done for Believe in Your Success and Follow Your Dreams. Now, it's funny, I was talking to a so-called marketing specialist the other day. Yesterday, actually. And the intriguing part is he recommended I cut my videos down and turn around and do them just on shorts, because your guys' attention span isn't good enough to be able to watch it. Now, I don't know about you, but from my standpoint, it really boils down to this. I do things long form because, yes, I have a tendency of rambling, but that's me. Okay? And the way I look at it, if you're not capable, if you're not willing to put time in to listen, then what ends up happening, how do you work with that? If you're not able to listen, are you actually able to make the changes necessary to change your life? And what have I got here? I am not working. Wonder what that is. We can delete both those. So I got looking at it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go to a whole pile of shorts, stop my views. Because the way I see it, if you're interested in shorts, number one, you're looking for something that I don't do. I tried doing the short thing, and I just speak too much, it seems. What do we got here? Don't think we require any of that. That's buy me a coffee. Oh, I really should take a look at that, but let's make sure that I've got everything organized here. So, first and foremost, go back to the stream. Nope, not there. There. And, the nice part about it is I do this because it's my way of giving back. And it's got to be done my way. Because the reality is, if I tried emulating other people, that caused me a lot of fun, like a stroke, a couple of cardiac arrests, a blood clot. These are great things to have. Not. Okay, what do we got? This is the information for Positive. It gets dealt with today. I'm actually in the process of doing that. Oh, great news. Well, great news from my standpoint. Kira, my wife, is entering the busking program up here, and has an interview for a gig inside a restaurant because she happens to be a professional flutist. So we're doing everything we can to make certain that happens. What do you say? That's information she requires. This is this what I was working on today? Yes. So, that's always fun. There we go. I will tell you, you dislocate a knee, this is not something you're going to be happy with. Now take that. Okay. This must have been what I was working on. Yep. Okay. Now, office is sorted out. This is good. Shelf, computer desk, this needs to go there. Okay, that's a calendar desk. What pray tell did I do with it? Oh. Take that out. Oh, thank you so much, Operation. The reality is I actually worked out I did a think, then speak. I actually, for the first time ever, did a profit and loss statement for my business just this past week. 2025, without any functional advertising, without any functional effort to it at all. I turned around and actually made a profit. Which, to my way of thinking, is great because when I worked it all out, it actually meant that I've been doing the right thing all along and just wasn't paying attention to it. But what happened? Okay. See, that's Posifer Finances. What, pray tell, did I do with the other? Whoop. That's what I needed. Okay. The reality is, guys, when people buy me a coffee or order one of my books, it just helps it helps cover costs and what have you. And in all fairness, in the long run, it does mean that I will get to the point of being able to actually generate an income and do what I'm aiming at. The funny thing is, I figured out I don't require, $1 million a month. I'd love to have it, don't get me wrong. But where is my binder? There it is. This little binder here, you'll notice it says IVE corporate structure. Now, the odds of my ever running a corporation per se, as in by clinical definition, are slim to non-existent. Because the way I see it, a corporation you've got a board of directors, and they have the right to fire you. From my standpoint, nobody's taking my company from me. Just not happening. I will turn it over to my wife or my kids when I get around to dying, but until then, it's not happening. So I do have a board of advisors. Okay. But no, what I was saying earlier, and like I said, I get scattered. What I was saying earlier is I had a marketing specialist phone me up. And the long and the short of the conversation was that he felt I needed to take what I'm doing here and just put it on little shorts. Well, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but to me that sounded like, people do, and he literally told me people do not have the attention span to listen to what you're saying. You've got to make it more exciting to hold their attention. Well, I'll tell you, I find it exciting when I find this. I fire up the stream and people like Operation go, you gave me an idea, I ran with it, and it helped. That is exciting to me. Okay. Now, I can only give ideas to people. I cannot make you do it, and I haven't got the interest or the amount of time available to make certain people do things. Am I missing anything here? That's my calendar. I was using a desktop calendar, but due to necessity, I've ended up moving to a smaller one. I still prefer hard copy. Okay, I gotta do that. That's tomorrow. That's been paid. Oh, I don't think I paid that yet. But I think it's okay for the moment. So, when I take a look at this, okay, I'm still very much a dinosaur. So I will continue doing things the way that works for me. And hopefully it'll make sense to people afterwards. This, what do we got here? Oh, nice. We got 2 of those. That makes sense. I don't have to worry about that. There we go. Now, eyeballs so I can actually see the monitor. Okay. That is finances. This one is Inner Voice itself. This one, Kira's project. I do need that file. If I haven't got one already, I best be getting it. That's my project list, so it can go here. That is. Oops. Oh, okay. That all gets stuck with finance. And this one is positive. Okay. Now, we come back in here, and where are we? We're only at 10 to 4, so we're doing good. Like I said, I got in here a little early today, but I had stuff I had to get straightened around. At least in my eyes, I did. That I don't require here. So that will go over here, and it can go back up front. Take that off the bed. Sooner or later, I will actually have a full-sized office here. But for the moment, I'm scattered throughout the house because I kind of have to be. But let's see. Grab this one. And Cosbank, how you doing? Glad you could join us. You are in with the silver. I got in here a little early today because that was just the way my day went. Let's see. Yep, should have one of those. What I got. Oh, perfect. I've already got a file folder for it. So I've got a file for IV receipts. Where, pray tell, did I put it? Of course, not enough room to function properly, but what the heck. This one I need. Okay, that worked. But yeah, I got my like I said, I had applied to get my business license all sorted out. It showed up this morning. You know, Kira's passport got turned around, so now she's got her new passport with her marital name change. It's now in our possession, which means we can now start the process of getting her into a permanent residency process. And this is kind of critical at this point. How to do it online. Yeah, like I was going to actually understand that. Well, I'll put that in a voice anyway and possibly go through it a little later. I got to go through other files anyway. What's this? There we go. But it works out kind of nice. By the way, just to let you know, I will be back. Let me see here. There we are. Tonight, I should actually tell you this. Tonight is the 16th. We will be taking a look at the Udina homeworld tonight. Okay, kind of an important factor from my standpoint, because tonight on Positive Perceptions, we are dealing with Frontier Fridays. Name courtesy of Storm. But we're going to take a look at the Udina homeworld and see what their world actually looks like. Okay, I figure, we've got to get started making things happen. So that's what I'm actually doing. Oh, where am I here? Joe Stewart, how you doing? You are in with the bronze. I wonder how many people we're actually up to at this point. Nope, don't want to do that. Let's take a look at that. Does that tell me anything? No, of course not. So I have no idea how to go down and look at that now because I think it's on a different viewpoint. But that's okay. But Joe, I do hope your day is going well. I know mine is just plain getting better and better as I go along. This, do I have anything scheduled? I don't think so. We take a look at the clock, look at alarms. Got nothing going on. This is good. So now we are looking at. Actually, I should think about that. We are looking at, where are we? Oh, thought I had something written down for that. Talking about something. Chris Warner wrote it down. Maybe I threw it out. Where are we here? Must be up front somewhere. Unless I wrote it here. Nope. Okay, eyeballs. This is Friday. What are we doing after Saturday? Or for Saturday? I always love when I pull a blank on that. So, let me see if I made a note somewhere here. We will get back to that. That's for sure. These list of projects. Okay, don't know offhand, so I have to figure that one out. But what I do know is we take a look at these. No, not that. This one. And 2025, which I no longer have to have open. So I can close that. That's always handy. Okay. Go down. Go down there, and we are looking at the 17th. Oh, that's why I can't find the doorknob. Okay. Don't know what I did there. Don't care what I did there. On Saturday, we are going to take a look at, on Saturday, on Positive Perceptions, we are going to be looking at humans according to the consortium. Then on Saturday, that's on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we will be taking a look at language, its impact on mental health. On Monday, we will be looking at the financial side of rent or lease to own and 0% financing, the pros and cons. Then on Tuesday, we're going to go back to self-help, how to cope with narcissists. And unfortunately, there are a staggering number of them out there. Okay. In all fairness, it's possible you may be one yourself and just not realize it. It's like I keep telling people, I'm not perfect. I made a mistake once. I thought I was wrong and I wasn't. But the following Saturday, that's where the thing is. This Saturday is already booked, but next Saturday, I do have to look we have to have a topic focusing on aliens. Okay, for Saturday the 24th. So if you've got any ideas, that would be appreciated. What do we got here? I'm just reading what Joe just wrote. He wrote, "It's going well. As long as I keep busy doing something during the day, I'm fine. Procrastinating is not a good idea." Nope, absolutely not. And this is why I finally turned around and I managed to get Inner Voice Enterprises laid out. I did my profit loss. Now today I've got to go through finances when I get done here. Okay. Let's see. Order of things to do. This is my to-do list. Pretty extensive, really. You know, I can get carried away with it on occasion. But post Posipert tonight. Okay, much as I'm telling you what I'm up to, by posting it to Facebook and LinkedIn, I stand a much better shot at getting people to see it. And in all fairness, like I said, I look at it going, are the numbers really that important to me? The fact is, the thing that's important to me is whether or not people are changing for what they consider the better. Now, health I'm not quite done with there, and that's good. Well, not necessarily good, but okay. We have, now again, guys, if you've got a question, doesn't, in all fairness, matter what the question is, what topic it's from. I would write it in all caps so I can see the thing, and I will do my best to give you a clear answer. The reality is that clear answer may be nothing more than I'm not telling you. Okay, but it may be I'm not telling you because I don't entirely know. At which point I'll tell you that's what the problem is. Now, what do we got? Let us hit refresh on that one. And there we are. And I gotta go in here and take a look. Okay, that's just more notes, which I don't have to deal with. Not just right this moment. But okay. Don't know where all that is. I don't even know how to get around half of this. We go from there. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Take a look at my personal email. See if it does anything for me. Whoop. Remove that. Remove that. Just deleting. Holy mackerel. Okay. I'm just deleting. Like, this is one of the things I have to do while I'm in the office. I figure I might just as well scan through my emails and remove the emails that are essentially junk. Because there's a lot of stuff I get that I really don't require. But the catch there is when you're looking at the stuff that's coming in your email, double check it and eliminate the problems eliminate the emails that you're not going to look at. I keep going into individual ones and going, I don't require these updates anymore. It's just not something that's necessary. Now, if I take a look, all those have to be dealt with. So, let's go to live stream. The neat part about it is I'm now looking at positive perspectives. Where is it? Okay. I was working on it a little more today. And as soon as I get done the stream before the 90's over, I hope, I will manage to get Positive Perspectives, the January edition, out. I just have to find them and move them. And got to deal with that. Hospitality, that sort of thing. Okay, what do we got? Eyeballs. Now, that doesn't apply amount to much. Those do. That can be deleted. Okay, now, if I take a look at that being my Buy Me a Coffee account, right now I'm only working on one monitor. I do have plans in the very near future of expanding things and going, okay, let's cover, let's expand our reach and cover the, and expand our reach with Buy Me a Coffee and thereby drive sales up. As it turns out, in order to make ends meet, I literally, my overhead is not much, but what I'm aiming at doing is replacing all other income with the book sales and the consulting. Because you gotta remember, with the book sales, I did turn around. Oh, let's give you a heads up. Where are we? Email. Let us take a look and see if we can do this. I don't know if I can. I don't know if this will work. And because I don't want to scramble things here. But I've got the next book, Believe in Your Success and Follow Your Dreams. I just got the cover work done. Personally, I love it. Okay. So that's what I'm going with. I just got to contact her tomorrow. And I don't know if she sent me a quote with it. Did she? No. Oh, okay. That's low res. That's excellent. Didn't think it was going to take her much to do it. That's my printer I'm referring to. Go back over here. And, okay, now, Positive Perspectives. We'll be covering numerology. This in January, we're simply covering numerology, the entertainment side. Will be starting to introduce you to the Wolfpack and support characters. I haven't decided on which of the worlds I'm going to introduce you to. I think we'll put in that we'll use the Reticulans. Okay, the write up on the Reticulans for Meet the Reticulans. Now understand, these books, as I'm working on them, I am finishing the books off, which means with numerology. Now, numerology itself, I use an enhanced version. The formulae that you find in any of the numerology books is pretty solidly accurate. Okay, as in, what does your birthday tell you? what is your birth number, that sort of thing. Okay, what kind of year are you having? These are all covered very well as far as the formulae go, but I found a flaw in the number system, and this is what I'm dealing with. But I'll be covering all of the numbers from 1 to 12, but every time I do and put one out, I'll be finishing off more of that book. Now, what do we got here? Eyeballs. Nope, those aren't working right. Okay. Now, let's see what we got. Now, believe in your success and follow your dreams. I wonder if I don't think I've got that open. Positive perspectives, I'll finish today. Numerology, races of the world I gotta work on. But, excuse me. Okay, let us take a look at that. Positive perspectives, we go to the beginning of it. Numerology, we've got covered. The wolf pack. Whoop. That's the different ones there. Little bit of information on tarot, because this first one is admittedly not going to be as inclusive as I would like. But then we have entertainment. We're dealing with the peoples of Ilderbach. Scroll through that and the intro and Jeremiah. I'll be going back, like as I get these ones done, I'm going to enhance them. Okay, in future books. That's Jeremiah. So what? There we are. Now that's Jeremiah. Then we take a look at the sports section. And of course, the sports section is very necessary. So many people are really hung up on the idea of sports. I think they're a great thing personally. Problem is, I've got this little bit of a hiccup. Okay. And that little bit of a hiccup is I am not sports oriented. I'll tell you, having a bad leg does that and does create that problem. And then we go down here. The alien side of it, we are dealing with which one? Well, aliens. Now, double check back on the site, and we are still sitting solid. Y'all, the neat part about it, I'm just basically thinking to myself about what I've got to get done. But in so doing, it helps me get things organized. Where did my pen go? There. Done. Okay, my office is actually pretty well organized. In my eyes, anyway. What is this? Wonder if I've got a file for them. If not, I should build one. Put that down there. Because by taking a look at the different things I've got, the different projects I've got on the go, and actually condensing them, it saves me a whole lot of problems. Oh, do I have? I don't think so. Should do this while I'm sitting here too. I mean, let's face it. I'm in the office. Why not? So let's pull all these out at the same time. Well, if I do that, it becomes a problem. take a look at my income tax form here. I'm not going to be doing income tax. These are old files. I just want to see what I'm working with. This file here, I just put that for old files. Then I take a look. This, that's 2023. This stuff I don't need to worry about. What is this? I will have to set up an appointment and go and deal with it. Here we are. Okay, don't have a car anymore. Whoop. This one, and again, guys, I am a firm believer that recycling works well. It's also very necessary in my eyes. So, whenever I get a letter that I no longer require, I look at the front and the back of it. Okay, make sure I don't have any paperwork to work with. I don't think I had Skylight in that, did I? Those are empty files. How do we do that? Yep. Pull this open. And see if I've got a file that is open. What do we got? All kinds of empty file folders, and that's a good thing. Well, more to the point, it's a thing. But this way, I can start folding them down to the way that I need as I require them. And this is all a question of streamlining. So I look at this going, okay, I'm going to take these files, put them to use, and then, I'll clear the bed off before I get done today. But by doing that, I can eliminate a whole lot of hassles and get organized to the point I don't have to worry. And what did I do with my there? You notice I have a tendency of saying half a word and stopping. By the way, if I'm talking to somebody, it may well go the same way. There we are. I can take this particular file and where to put it. These are the counts that I require. So this gets filed, and I no longer have to worry about it. No. So we take that and put that there. Now that file's out of the way. Now, what do we got? Okay. That is a 2023. What's in this? Like I said, these are old files and I'm just eliminating what I don't require. This can go. What are they? Oh. Guess since that is 2023, I should probably put it in with this. We've got anything going on? Not yet. Okay. By putting these in where they belong, I can eliminate a whole lot of problems. No, this doesn't matter. We take this, and this is just paperwork that is taking up room and creating a complication for me. It's way too much clutter for my liking. And to think I used to be a professional pack rat. But what I'm doing here, when I recommend people follow what I do and what I'm doing, use the utilize the tools that I personally use. If you're not doing so already, you will likely find that it works better than what you've got going on. When was this for? That is not required. Goods and services from 21, don't need that. And this is all information that I've been hanging on to and I really don't require. These are from what? Really? A whole sheetload of stuff I don't require. What year is that from? Doesn't actually tell me. So I'm thinking if it doesn't actually tell me, one of these things I can take a look at and ignore. But I'll take it and put it on my stack of paper of blank paper that's utilized. But this is, like I said, and again, guys, if you happen to have a question on any topic, all you have to do is just ask. And I will do my best to give you an answer. Now, it's pretty cut and dried from my end. What's that? The reality of it is this. If you've got a bunch of paper that comes in, if it's got writing on both sides, absolutely scrap it. I'm still a very firm believer in old school. You take a look at the paperwork you've got. If it's a letter that comes in, like for instance, a letter from your landlord saying this is what you got going on. Here we are, Joe. What do we got? Winter here, it's winter here now. Weather's been crazy, but how come the cemetery as of late at night is not active? Well, the reality is that the activity in the cemetery quite often will quiet down because you got to remember, the people that passed away, they also have memories of what a winter was, and some of them still adhere to. Some of them still adhere to their old paths. Hey, Rachel, how we doing? Glad you could join us. You are in, I believe, with, let's see. Let's not stick our foot in our mouth, shall we? Operation got gold, Cosmic Joe got silver, Joe got bronze, and Rachel, you are definitively in with honorable mention. How you doing? Glad you could join us. What is this? Oh, yeah. That's something I meant to ask you. This can go. Things have really taken a step for the better, Rachel. The reality of it is that my wife finally got her passport back. Now we can start work. We can start work on bringing her over as a permanent resident. But we had to get the passport back first. But now that's been done, things start to move forward. Plus, came to terms with what's been going on with my own legal side of things, put that behind me. It's now gone into a holding pattern because I don't have to worry about it too much. The bad side today was I dislocated my knee while I was out. That's always fun, not. What ear is this? Okay. June. Do not like when my hands don't work. Okay. That stays there. If I have income tax 2026 in here, I don't know. Home care. No, that's insurance. That's ISBN's income tax 2015. That's QSOC. Do I not have income tax 2026? Another file on income tax, which I know have to. I'm actually just looking to see if I've got something or if I've got another folder for it. Okay, we make another folder for it. You know, the nice part is, as I said earlier, Kara, my wife, is getting into the busking program and has a interview for a gig tomorrow at a local restaurant to possibly go in and play. You know, but we gotta go in there tomorrow to find out. Going in to play for the manager to see if he's happy with it. Honestly, I don't see there being a problem with it, but to say that she's nervous about it is an extreme understatement. Oops, did that wrong. Really should pay attention, but what the heck. Take that. This form here goes in there. That can sit at the front. May correct that afterwards. Where are we here? Whoop. Eyeballs. Yo, yeah, we talked to them. She's up front right now, working to make sure that she gets her selection to do her interview, to do her audition with, and then she'll start working on the program. She's also looking at doing a benefit concert, and because understand, Kira is a professional flutist. Okay, so we're doing everything we can to encourage her to make that happen. What is this? Oh, positive. Why did I put it over there? Because I don't have a big enough desk. Now you'll love this. I've got plans to enhance the size of my office, which will give me a staggering amount of room about a year down the road. But I am getting things organized on that end. And where is this? I believe it was up here. Yep. Okay. This can go in here, and then I got to go through and see what I've got popping around. There we go. Need that there. That is bad. Doesn't have to be perfect though. Okay. So all in all, that's working out really well. I've already told her I will. I've already told Kira I will support her as best I can. In other words, she does the singing. I'll simply stand there and watch. Because I'm thinking that my singing is not a good idea. Not overall. Where are we? Holy mackerel, we're already at 4:30. But when I say getting organized is necessary, I wasn't kidding. Okay. Now, back in income tax. And this one here, what is this? Oh, insurance. Okay. 21, let's take a look. Where's income tax? 2021. Nope, that's insurance. Oh, look at that. 2024. Now, 2023, I believe. Just double check that and make sure. Okay. This is. Oops, can't read that, of course not. Okay. That's tax year 2023. This one here is tax year, that's 2022. Let's write on that so I don't forget now. Tax year 2022. This one here is, that says 2024. All I'm doing is streamlining the junk paperwork and what have you that I had from before. $2024. Oh yeah, I do have to make sure I get that done. That's 2024, so that goes there. Then we take this stuff, and again, it's just literally. Who do we got here? Kitty Cat, how you doing? Glad you could join us. I'm trying. I'm doing my best to get things organized. That I don't require, but we are making headway. I now know exactly where I'm standing where it comes to my finances, and where it comes to my finances and their outlook. Turns out I'm actually running my business better than I thought I was. But now it's time to streamline it and make it real. And this, don't need to worry about that. Oh, that's right. Gotta put that together You know, where are we? Yeah, I'm finally, like right now, my office is absolutely clear. It's absolutely devoid of stuff I'm not working on or that I don't have to work on. This is what? That's all stuff that can go. This is stuff I no longer require. And then we get these ones. What was this? Hmm. What the hell did I say? I have no idea. Yes, I'm running around in circles here like a chicken with my head cut off. Don't honestly know what the heck that was, but it was from. There we go. Okay. That income tax, that one goes to the recycling. This one goes to recycling. Let me go back here. You know, the thing is, if you're going to sort things through, you've got to make certain you're doing them in the right order. You know, what operators insurance, income tax. We've got these massive amounts of paperwork that I just don't require. This doesn't have a folder that it doesn't have the right file to it. So, gonna have to leave that one alone for a minute. Back here. What's that? That can sit there for the moment. This. Oh, don't even worry about that. Income tax 2021. Definitely a whole pile of paperwork that I've got to sort through and piece together. I was just looking for the easy part, which it looks like I've already done that. What's this about? That's back a day or two. Okay, where are we here? Now I've got, okay, let's think this through. Finances, I've got organized. You know, as a matter of fact, part of that information has to be set up for income tax. So where is my finances? This tells me how much I spent on each. That is what he requires. Where is income tax current? Sure. Move the chair and I can't get into the drawer. In income tax current, I have what he is going to require. My income tax adjuster, that is. This, okay, get those out of the way. This here, we have power. 2309. 2309.24. Holy. Oops. Per month is oh, I don't know. Team designers are fun. 24 home is 2493. Okay. And mobility is 14344. Rent is 1340. Now, can you picture that in today's world? You know, last year I only paid 13,440 in rent for the whole year. This is almost unheard of in this world. Bank fees, personal bank fees were 134.40, 143.40. And the game worked out to 228. Don't have this. Didn't have one there. So that's okay. Now, what am I looking at? Okay. Yeah, we're down, and what do we got? Oh, look at that. We're down to the last 15 minutes. But the fact is, I have the things organized that I have to what I really set out to do. Okay. I'm going to check the current and look back where it was. Very important when you're organizing things. Keep the mess to a minimum. You know, it's absolutely critical that you keep your mess to a minimum because if you don't, it'll snowball right out of control. Now, where am I here? Down to 444. We got 15 minutes left. But I started a little early today because I kind of had to. Or more to the point, I had the time to do it, and I knew there was stuff I had to go through. All that's going to be worked out. What file is that? Oh, one of those got to be business. That's why. Okay, let's make sure. Well, I've got my focus right. Come up here to the business drawer. Now, I am debating the issue of putting an astrology course together. But the reality is, I do things in a very different fashion. Okay, need that. Okay, let's clear the bed while I'm standing here. Considering I'm winding things down at this point. Like I said, it's great having a bunch of things on the go and getting organized, but the reality is, if you don't keep it contained, you're going to be in trouble. You know, so what I'm doing at this point is making certain that I get things organized and run properly. Instead of letting them pile up and creating an added problem. So, taking this stuff and putting it out of the way. What's this? That's my test I'm working on. Finances. Did I put that at the front? Probably not yet. No. Come back here and get that. So, there we are. What's this one? There we are. This, take this and pop that closed. And to make sure that I can contain things, the Atom files are the lists I'm working with on different projects. There we are. So, positive invoice, that's expenses and finances, also there. This one is invoice file, stuff I'm working with. This, my current projects. Okay. Those files are contained. Kind of a necessity at this point. You know, one of the neat parts about getting organized is the more organized you get, the more relaxed you're going to find you feel. And if you haven't gotten organized yet, give it a shot. You may be amazed at how much better you feel about things. You know, I know myself, as soon as I knew where my finances were standing, I stopped worrying about a lot of things. Okay. Those go over there. This one. Those are actually for recycling. But this, when did it come in? Uh-oh, what do I got? I think I missed something. Oh, what we got? Oh, the thing is, the filing cabinet has to stay in my bedroom for the moment. I've only got 3 bedrooms, two adult boys, right, and of course myself and my wife. So the 3 bedrooms are occupied. When down the road, when the boys move out, I will rearrange. But there's no way, as it stands, that I'll ever consider moving unless something really bizarre happens and I make enough money where I can buy an apartment building or a townhouse, right? And I mean a townhouse as in a group of them, like a multi-family dwelling. If I ever put the money together, I'll do that. When did this come in? This was January 16th. Well, that was today. The reality is, if I ever get to that point, then I will certainly go and buy a new place. But when you think about it, given what I'm paying for rent, it makes absolutely no sense to turn around and move. Let's see here, insert. Let me go moving down. What is that? Okay, that should do that. Perfect. This was the 16th. That was a bad idea. Okay, the 16th we go. Perfect. Now I can start clearing those off, or will be able to very shortly. Take this, we go save. Minimize that. Minimize that. And here we are. The reality is, with what I'm paying, I've got a lot of this will clear out of here. I actually have to figure out what to do with this dresser once everything moves, because I still need to require a dresser in here for my wife. Like, we've got a dresser for me and a dresser for her, but we do have to make certain we get a proper dresser in here. But I got to move some of this stuff out of here. The new office is already being designed, but I'm designing it a year down the road. Okay. Or more to the point, I'm designing it forever for whenever that happens. But again, we're just in the process of winding down. So, where are we here? Tonight, which is the 16th, we will be taking a look at the Udina Homeworld. Okay, that's at 8 p.m. tonight. Right here on YouTube, during Positive Perceptions. And so we'll take a look at that, because every Friday is literally Frontier Friday. Name edition, courtesy of Storm. While we're doing that, I will be writing the book, Meet the Udina. And all of this information and then some will be popped into these booklets. Okay? Like, we've already got... no, that's been moved. So we've already got the one started for, where is it? Didn't do that one there. Okay. Oh, there we are. Saturday, yeah. We've already got the Mobius homeworld in the works. I gotta get all that organized properly. But that said, with that in mind, let's see. Go back to where we belong. You know, the important factor is the way I organize things is not necessarily the way you're going to. The key factor is how it is that you organize it the way you feel. And I do think, let me see if I've done it this year. I don't think so. Let's see. This goes all the way back to the beginning. That's fine. Let's see. Did we do where pray tell is fine? No, that's not what I require. Edit. That's all. Fine. Here we are. No. Okay. Fine. You don't have it. So I know we've done it before. Just trying to figure out what I was up to. And we pop in there, scroll down, and we've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday the 27th. And I do believe that if we go into spirituality Sunday there. Okay. I think I have that listed down here, do I not? Apparently not. Okay, we'll add this up right away. New topics. Okay, I'll figure out where to fit that when I can. In the meantime, let's get back in here. Okay. Anyway, guys, I want to say thank you so very much for sharing your time with me today. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the kind of the input. Glad things are working out for you. And absolutely, if the reality is I'm not going to be shortening these. Contrary to what I was just told, the fact that I drag it out, sometimes that works better for people. And if it doesn't, I cannot adjust to accommodate everybody. So I'm not. Okay, but I will be back here again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific. Okay, at least by 4 p.m. Pacific for a day in the office. But tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific on Positive Perceptions, we are dealing with the Udina homeworld. I do hope to see you all there. Until then, do take care of yourselves and each other, and for pity's sakes, stay positive.